So I wanted to share with you folks out there a good deal that I ran into today. And the good deals are out there, you just got to look for them. But this particular deal, this is a Glock 22 Generation 3 chambered in 40 caliber. I don't really need to go into what a Glock 22 is, the Model 22. It's kind of an iconic handgun in a sense. When people think of law enforcement, you usually think of Glock. And at least up until more recently, the Glock of choice for law enforcement was the Model 22. It's a full-size 40 caliber, holds 15 rounds in the mag, plus one in the pipe. It's a very well-made gun, very balanced gun, low recoiling, very accurate, easy to operate. But I ran across this thing for $350. That's it. That is a great deal for any Glock. This Glock is used, but it hasn't been used a whole lot. I did a serial number check on this, and you're looking at mid-2006 when this thing was built, or at least sent out of the factory. So it's had a pretty easy life. All the internals are great. There's only a couple minor dings on the outside. I'll pick it up and get it closer to the camera here. There's a couple minor dings on the polymer factory sights, which I'm going to replace. I do that with all my Glocks. I hate the factory sights with a passion. But there it is. Very well preserved, I guess, for being a 10-year-old gun. Hasn't been used much at all. I think probably what happened is it maybe sat on a shelf in a gun store for a while, was eventually bought, and then whoever bought it just didn't shoot it much. Here, I'll go ahead and show on the barrel. There's not a whole lot of wear. There's a little bit of wear. There's been a few rounds put through it, and today I put 100 rounds through this thing. Malfunction free, of course. I expected no different from this type of particular handgun. Another thing to note here, has the old style magazine. This magazine will not work in the Gen 4s, but there it is right there. The deals are still out there. You just got to look for them. This I actually picked up at a pawn shop, believe it or not. Some of the great deals you can pick up at pawn shops. So you got to be careful. You can really get into some junk at pawn shops. But if you know what you're looking for, you inspect what you're looking for, you could really get into some good stuff. So just wanted to share that with you. More videos to follow on this thing. I'm not getting into the specs again. It's a Glock Model 22. There's a bazillion videos out on YouTube already about them. I have a few on some previous Glock Model 22s that I've had years ago, which I got rid of, which is why I was more interested in getting this, especially at this price. One thing I will say is the 40 caliber is kind of a round that there's a lot of debate these days, and the round itself, it's a good round. People say the 40 caliber isn't a good round these days because of the fact that everybody's going back to 9mm. And 9mm is a great round, and 9mm does perform just as well as the 40. There's no argument there. But that doesn't mean the 40 itself is a bad round just because of that. I like the 40 caliber because, at least in my area of the country, 40 caliber is always on the shelves at a decent price, even during the panics that come along occasionally. And we might have another one here when the elections start kicking off here again. And depending on who is leading the polls, we might have another gun panic, another ammunition panic. But it seems like 40 caliber always seems to be on the shelves. And that's what I like about it. In fact, a few years ago, when we had a couple of those huge panics on 9mm, it was hard to find 9mm anywhere where I used to live. But I was happy that I had a 40 caliber at the time, because I'd go in and find tons of 40 caliber, hollow point stuff, regular full metal jacket stuff, target shooting stuff, all that stuff. I would find tons of it. And when other people were at the gun counter asking for 9mm, I'd just walk up, grab me a few boxes of 40 cal, and out I went. Big old smile on my face. So it's not bad to have multiple calibers around. You can take this Model 22 and throw a 9mm barrel in it and such and shoot 9mm out of it. But I probably won't do that. I'll just keep it. The 40 caliber. 40 caliber is cheap enough in my area. I don't really have a need or a justification to throw a 9mm barrel in it and get a 9mm mag and do all that stuff and shoot that out of this gun. I have a Glock 19 in 9mm, so that fits my role. This will be a good 40 caliber to shoot. So with that, I'll stop the video. Feel free to put down your deals in the comments. Share your stories. If you have any thoughts on the Glock 22, good or bad, especially the Gen 3 model, feel free to put them in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching.